Today, we're gonna see what happens when you fail the stealth check when you're fighting your companions as Starion. Shout out to Demonic Piano, which is such an awesome name, for being the first one to make a suggestion for my weird BG3 experimentation series. I'm still trying to figure out a name for it. Anyway, their request reads as, "Hey, for the BG3 experiments, could you show us Astarion's fight night, but played as him, fighting each of the companions? I heard he can pass a stealth check, but the companions will wake up if he fails it. You can also talk them down. I think Will goes back to sleep just saying it's a weird dream, haha. I've seen it only once, but love to see all the possibilities." So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play as Astarion and see what happens if you fail the stealth check with each of the companions. But just like last time I did this, I do have to start a new game, so let's see what shenanigans I got up to, shall we?
That lever may have been a mistake.
Fades, and another sensation washes over you.
Questionable intellect. Unsurprising.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
And suffer.
Around me are familiar faces.
He twitches. He's a bad.
Fucking finally, god damn it.
A whole lot of killing later. That was in good French. I am so sorry to any French speakers out there. What even was that?
Me? Never been better.
Fuck you! I'm never going back! Come on!
After finally assembling everyone like the damned Avengers, I was able to take a long rest. My very first one, in fact. It took a couple of days, but Astarion's bite scene finally triggered. It began with his nightmare, which I will let play without me yapping because it's actually pretty sad.
The forest, dark, cold, foreboding.
Hello? Anyone there?
First, thou shalt not drink the blood of thinking creatures. Second, thou shalt obey me in all things.
You keep low to the ground, scuttling like a rat.
Third, thou shalt not leave my side unless directed.
Oh, please. Not again.
Fourth, thou shalt know that thou art mine. Free. Lie to yourself, boy, but not to me. You are mine. Forever.
Cazador, your master. You have to get back to him quickly. If you're late, he'll flay you. Again. What will he say when he finds you can walk in the sunlight, and he can't? And then it dawns on you. If you're free to walk in daylight, can you be free of Cazador too? Free of his rules?
First, thou shalt not drink of the blood
of thinking creatures.
You look at your companions, sleeping, helpless. How badly do you need to know?
Gives you a whole new perspective when Astarion tries to chomp on your neck, eh? Anyway, from this point on, you're finally able to sink your teeth into your companions. First up, we got Will. Don't ask why I chose him first. I have no idea. But this is how he reacts if you mess up on the stealth roll.
You can smell the sweetness of his skin, hear the beat of his pulse. You try to control yourself, but it's too much. The hunger takes over.
Damned monster, back off! You're a vampire. I'm afraid that makes you a monster.
Fine. You sound sincere. But no more of this. Next time, it'll be a stake in the heart.
You smile, grateful. A lucky escape for you both.
The most peaceful rest I had in ages. Strange, given how you plunged those pointed canines right into my neck. A lesser man would sever that well-coiffed head from your neck for the insolence, without a moment's thought. Lucky for you, I'm not such a man. After your little sundown antics, I'm not sure I'm buying what you're selling. Let's make a bargain. A pact, if you will. Keep your fangs out of innocent flesh, and I won't drive a stake through your pasty white chest. Deal? Now that's a pact I can get fully behind.
Now that was the non-deceptive route. Will obviously was very upset and he used some weird descriptors when it came to Astarion, but overall he was a moderately good sport about it, you know, aside from threatening to plunge a stake into Astarion's pasty white chest. Well, mans could be a fanfiction writer. Anyway, this is what the deception route looks like.
The tadpole must be messing with my head.
You creep back to your bedroll. A lucky escape for you both.
Oh, why am I so dizzy? I didn't have so much as a drop of ale.
You know, I'm surprised my man didn't notice the puncture wounds on his neck and didn't go fan fiction writer again. I'm sorry, I'm still hung up on the whole white pasty chest comment he made. Anyway, moving on from that, this is how Lae'zel reacts when you try to plunge your, what did Will call them? Oh yes, pointed canines into her jugular.
I woke to your teeth on my neck. Why should I not slice open yours? I accept your explanation. We remain allies, for now. But I suggest you find a new subject for your tests. So an undead slinks among us. I am not averse to your kind, Astarion. Queen Vlaakith herself dwells in undeath, and she is no less revered for it. And no less alluring. But sweet as my blood is, it is not for the quaffing. Luscious as my meat is, it is not to be dined on. So much as smack your lips when I'm near, and I will sever you piece by piece. I'll leave you to guess which piece I plan to start with. Am I understood? Oh, good. I'd hate to see you subject yourself to my further mockery.
So she had relatively the same reaction as well. The absolute daggers when she first woke up. I don't know why that face is just making me laugh really damn hard. The idle threats of ending his life, and then the next morning continuing that, you know, threatening of his life. But instead of turning into a fan fiction writer, she got all bedroom eyes on him.
And no less alluring.
Well, at least that's the interpretation I got from this line. I could be very much misreading it. I am known to do that. Anyway, this is what happens if you tell her it's all a dream. It's all in her head.
Chuck. My dreams can't be trusted. Oh, my neck. Why would...
Next up, we got Gale. Now his is vastly different than the other two. I'm gonna show you what happens when you succeed and fail the stealth check. And let me tell you, it's hilarious, so enjoy.
Blood gushes across your lips, but something's wrong. Very, very wrong.
You're a bloody vampire, but you bit off more than you can chew. You clearly have your secrets. I have mine. Let my blood be a warning to you. There's more to me than meets the eye. I am not for eating. I thought I'd awaken feeling, well, drained. But I seem to be quite as well as ever. Admittedly, that's not saying much given our ongoing predicament. Nonetheless, I'm glad I woke up when I did. As I said, I'm willing to move past the whole exsanguination issue, so long as you can promise to keep that hunger of yours in check. A choice both efficient and pragmatic. Most unlike you. So, we move forwards. And when the occasion arises, we show our enemies exactly how sharp those teeth of yours can be.
You try to control yourself, but it's too much. The hunger takes over.
What the? Back off! Spit that out if you know what's good for you. You're a bloody vampire, but you bit off more than you can chew. For your reference, bites hurt. Consider that a given. Then let my blood be a warning to you. There's more to me than meets the eye. I am not for eating.
You smile, grateful. A lucky escape for you both.
Now, the dialogue for the morning after is the exact same if you were to succeed the stealth check, but I just wanted to show you the difference between like if you fail or succeed. Next up, we have Karlach. Now, this one does require actually it doesn't require any explaining, but well, let's just say I encountered a bug when I went to try and consume her blood.
The tiefling's blood pulses hot as lava, pungent with a harrowing, life-ending power. The thought of putting your fangs to her neck makes you feel sick.
Yeah, unfortunately you can't drink her blood, or else you'll set him on fire. I was pretty disappointed too, but at least the bug made up for it. It's pretty hilarious to see Gale instead of Karlach when the camera panned, but yeah, that's Karlach's. Pretty straightforward. Now this next person, Shadowheart. This requires a whole lot of context. You see, when you're standing at the campfire trying to think of what companion to drink dry, I forgot to make a proper save. You see, I just did a quick save, and that ends up deleting itself after you make several quick saves, which I did. So I didn't have a save to go back to go drink Shadowheart's blood. I hope that made sense. I pretty much had to start an entirely new game just to see what Shadowheart's reaction would be. I also didn't know that I needed 2 companions in my camp to trigger the bite scene. So I was just continuously long resting, waiting for Starion to finally have that nightmare, but it just wasn't happening. But what was happening was Shadowheart's storyline. So while I was waiting for him to crave the blood of thinking creatures, him and Shadowheart were getting close. Meaning I pursued the romance with Shadowheart, so they had a little thing going when he decided to drink her blood. What I'm trying to say is, I don't know if there's unique dialogue for a romance versus a non-romance Shadowheart. So when she is confronting him, it is very likely that her dialogue is because she's romancing him. I really don't know if this makes sense. I also really didn't want to go back and start a new game just to see what a non-romanced Shadowheart dialogue scene thing would look like. So anyway, on with the scene.
You try to control yourself, but it's too much. The hunger takes over.
What the? Back off, freak! You didn't want to hurt me. I'm bleeding, you pasty ghoul! A rat-sucking vampire. Just my luck. But all right, you sound sincere. But no more of this. Next time, it'll be a stake in the heart. I'm surprised I managed to get some rest after last night's interruption. Would you have had the self-control to not drain me dry if I hadn't stirred? I'm not sure I want to think about it. I hope you can keep your cravings in check going forward. Otherwise, I think you and I will be parting ways. Understood? Fine. But don't take me for granted. Not my company, and certainly not my blood. A vampire could make for an interesting ally in combat, if nothing else.
I have no idea why when she called him a pasty ghoul, I was fucking cackling like a damn witch. I have no idea why I found that so damn funny. It might be because I've been editing this video nonstop for hours, but who knows at this point. Anyway, I'm like 90% sure that her dialogue is specific to the romance, but I could be wrong. There's a 10% chance I could be wrong, and more than likely it's the 10% chance, nor in my luck at least. Moving on to what happens when you deceive her.
Dream? But we're elves. We don't dream like others do. Ugh. This must be the tadpoles at play.
I feel more tired now than I did before I turned in last night.
The fucking sass. Damn tadpole making me dream like the non-elves. How could it? Alright, that's all I got for you today. I really hope you enjoyed the video because damn did it take forever to make, but you know what? I had a damn blast making it. And just an FYI, if you have any burning questions or any experiments you'd like me to run, feel free to comment on the video or submit an ask on my Tumblr or tweet at me on Twitter, X, whatever the fuck. Ugh, I need to stop this video. All ability to speak has forgone my whole. I have completely forgotten how to speak. There we go. That's how to English. Before I make myself sound more like an idiot, yeah, that is all I got for you today. I don't have any outro, so, bye. Yeah, cool. What the fuck?